Hello, it is June 28th. Yes, 28th. It's Friday, and it's the day before Tour de Fleece starts, and I am excited to participate this year. I thought, as a brief little introduction, I would go over what I hope to spin during Tour de Fleece. So, my goals for Tour de Fleece this year are just to spin every day. I don't have any crazy difficult challenge goals or anything like that. It's just to get some spinning done every day. And that tends to be the easiest goal for me to achieve. And just spinning is progress. So I'm on, I guess, technically 3 teams this year. The main team is with Melly Knits. I believe Melly Knits is her name. She's on Instagram and she coordinates the Stash Dashers. So I'll be spinning all stash. And then I'm also in the Slack group for Woolen Spinning by Rachel, and they have a Tour de Fleece group going on there. And then the third group is a Telegram chat. So all of those are very relaxed. Nobody, well, I guess maybe people have personal goals to really spin a bunch, but nobody is putting those expectations on anyone else, which I love because this tends to be a stressful time of year for my work stuff anyway. So I will be spinning everything, I think, on my electric eel wheel 6. This is the first version of the 6, not the newest version, but it works fine. And so far I have prepped 2 4-ounce braids, I guess, if you will. Not really braids always. Let me just explain. The first one is from a braid. This is Cheviot, and it was a braid of fiber that was dyed by, of course I'm forgetting, Curly Q's. That's it. I believe they're out of Oregon because I picked this up at a fiber festival, Oregon Flock and Fiber, probably 2018 or so. I believe it was when I bought my wheel. So this is pink and white and green, and I think there's a little purple. It's a little hard to see, because the lighting isn't great. Actually, I should have turned on the other lights, but it is what it is. So it is also dizzed. I ran it through my blending board. Oh, there's better light. My husband turned on the lights. It's still looking really washed out, and that's partly because I did dizz the fiber off through my blending board, so it kind of muted and combined the colors. It made this nice thin roving, if you will. And so I separated this into 3 separate plies. I have each ply in its own little Ziploc so I can keep them straight. And I will spin each bag to its own bobbin. My goal for this, I'm not sure how I'm going to spin it. I'm torn between doing a worsted type spin, which is your more traditional spinning technique. Maybe traditional isn't the right word. Your more common spinning technique, where you're smoothing back the fibers. But when I first prepped this, my thought was to do a woolen spin long draw. And I just don't know how this original combed fiber prep is going to work for that. Even though I did dizz it, it means they're not quite as aligned, but I don't know. And the reason I want to do that experiment, possibly with long draw, is that I'm finding my long draw grist not to be great. Other people get really fantastic, super high yards per pound with long draw, and mine have not been coming out great, and I don't understand why. I am not great at long draw. I should say I don't have a lot of experience. My spins seem to come out pretty consistent, but yeah, anyway, I just don't have a lot of experience. The other fiber that I prepared is this beauty, which again is super hard to see. Hopefully when I take this out, you'll see it better. This here is my first fleece, which is a BFL Merino Cross. I want to say from New Jersey. I got it off of Etsy. I don't remember quite where it came from, but East Coast somewhere. And I live on the West Coast. And I washed it And for this, I made some bats, and then I decided to take the bat and combine that with the colorful fiber that you see. And that is all like a polyamide nylon blend. So I made my own 75-25 blend in the thought of doing a sock yarn spin. So I again have 3 little bags. I'll be doing a 3-ply. This for sure will be a worsted style. Worsted? Yes, worsted. I get those two confused. Why do they both have to start with W? Anyway, worsted style spin. 1 bag to a bobbin, and then I will 3-ply. So now I'm just torn between which one do I start with? And they're so similar colors too, so it's not that I'll choose one or the other over color, but I'm tempted to go for the sock yarn because, let me see, somewhere in here I have a sample. I'm tempted to go for the sock yarn because I know exactly how I want to spin it. I don't know where my control card went. That's not good. But here is the sample that I spun up and chain plied. Again, super hard to see, but hopefully as I make progress, it will be easier to see. I'm so tempted to get started today because I'm having elbow and wrist pain knitting, so this seems like a good time for Tour de Fleece. But I will hold off and I will start tomorrow. So yes, if you're doing Tour de Fleece, what are you spinning? What are you spinning on? I'd love to know. I plan on filming little short snippets every day and then uploading them probably after a week. I think that sounds like a good plan. So sometime next week you'll see this and I will have made decisions already. But I will talk to you tomorrow on the official kickoff to Tour de Fleece. Hello and good morning. It is June 29th. And of course, as soon as I hit record, Cody starts drinking water. I have no doubt you can hear that, so I'm sorry. And I'm also talking quietly because my husband is still asleep. It is 7:50 in the morning, and I know that sounds like a late sleep-in, but he woke up around 2 in the morning and got up for several hours, so I'm trying to let him sleep. Anyway, this morning I did a little knitting. I finished my pencil sock while reading on a book called Don't Believe It. I don't remember who that's by, but it's pretty good. I borrowed it through the Libby app. He's still drinking water. I was able to find my control card. So the top one is my single, and the bottom one is, I can't remember if that's a 2-ply. I should know these things. I think that's a 2-ply ply back sample, even though I'm doing a 3-ply. So on the other side of the card, I have a lot of useful information. It tells me that 75% of the fiber is from Patsy, a BFL merino sheep, and the other 25% is a polyamide in Rainbow Riot. That's the one I told you about yesterday. And I'm spinning for a 3-ply sock yarn, and this is something I've just started doing recently, is that I'm spinning my singles S and plying Z, which is the opposite of what most people do. I don't have enough experience to say for sure that that's the solution to my yarns not unplying while I knit English style, because I'm a flicker, but I think it's helping, so I'm still doing that. And then it tells me I'm spinning on my eel wheel 6 and what speed I had it set at, and that I'm spinning my singles to 35 wraps per inch. So not only can I compare my singles on that, but I do have a little spinner's control card. I think that's what this is called. It doesn't say. But I can compare as I go. So yeah, I'm going to start doing a little spinning, and I will update you once I have some progress, because I'm going to prove to you I did not start yesterday. The bobbin is empty. So I'm just going to sit here and do that for a bit, and I will come check in with you shortly. Here's a little progress update. I have spun 2 of the little nests and I'm pretty happy with it. I am getting a lot of neps and I'm having to stop to pick those out, which is a pain. It slows me down. So yeah, not the best. I would say that's probably due to my inexperience with creating bats. And I made the original bat for these, not when I blended the fiber, but before that, from the actual fleece within the last year, I think, but it's been a while. And since then, I've learned some things like going slow when you're carding, because I have a hand crank card, and just making sure that you're being mindful of that. So I would like to think if I redid this today, it would be better. That being said, I'm not unhappy with it. I just showed you that, but it's spinning up pretty consistent. I seem to be defaulting at 35 wraps per inch, so that's great. And I've spun 2 of the little nestlets, is that what we call them? I've spun 2 of these so far. I don't remember how many's in the bag, probably about 10, so I feel like I'm making good progress. I can't even believe it. It's about 11:30, and the first bag is done, and there were 11 little nests. I know that there was between 39 and 40 grams of fiber in here, and that means the first single is done. And I'll take you closer to the window so you can really get an idea for the colors. But look at this. Those are all the neps that I pulled out. It's quite a lot. It's certainly a pain. I'd say it's slowing me down, but I'm still doing okay. So let me show you a close-up of the bobbin. There it is. Isn't that so pretty? I just love how certain sections are more of the color, other sections are more of the wool, and it just makes for a beautiful blend. I cannot wait to see this plied out. So I think, but I'm not 100% sure, that that is probably all the spinning that I'll do for day 1 today. We are getting ready to go meet up with my in-laws and spend some time together. And depending on when we get home, I may or may not start the second bobbin, but we'll just have to see. Hello, welcome back. It's just been seconds for you since I last recorded or since you saw a video, but for me, it is now June 30th and it's 1:22 p.m. So I do believe it's been over 24 hours since I last talked to you. I have not done any spinning at all today. It's day 2 of Tour de Fleece, but I did, after talking to you last, start. My lighting is so bad. Yeah, that's not helping, is it? I thought this lamp might help, but I did start the second bobbin. I've just spun 1 little nest. And yes, I've been recording episodes and editing and uploading to YouTube all morning. So I'm going to go ahead and see how much of a dent I can make in this. In a perfect world, I might finish this bag today. Wouldn't that be great? I'm again talking quiet because my husband's sleeping and he goes back to work night shift tonight. So yes, luckily this little eel wheel is very quiet. I'm still spinning away and I'm ready to start my 5th little nest of fiber. And I just thought I would show you like how soft and airy this fiber is. It's just crazy. And I don't know why, but I'm experiencing a lot less neps today. So whatever the reason, I will take it as a win. Hello, change of scenery. We are outside in my backyard, and the reason we're out here is because my husband is working out to a Peloton ride and it is loud. So I wanted to show you, I finished the second bobbin. The lighting's a little better out here, maybe. It's so hard to get a good representation of what it looks like. You'd think natural light, that should be good, but we're a little bit in the shade here. I can't handle the direct sun anyway, but so now we have 2 and they look so good. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see these plied up. I felt like I was spinning a bit thinner, but if you look at those, I know it's so hard to tell, but I think they're awfully close. Yeah, so one more to go. Of course, I'm going back to work tomorrow, which means I will not get a ton of dedicated time to spin. But I think if I get all my chores done tonight before I have to go to bed, I may get the third bobbin started just so I have a start. But if that happens, I'll show you tomorrow. It is July 1st, Monday. If you hear cracking noises in the background, our big dog Cody is eating a buffalo horn or hoof or something. It's very loud and stinky. Anyway, as I was saying, it's Tour de Fleece day 3, and it's about 6 p.m. And it was a very Monday today. Work was rough. But I did last night start the third bobbin. Have not spun it all today, but I'm going to see how many of the little nests I can get done. And I'll update you when I'm done. I'm not going to spin too long because I have to go to bed early because I get up early. So I'll let you know what I get done when I get it done. That right there is Ollie. And he managed to steal the hoof or horn from Cody. He got the biggest chunk. It's no doubt who runs the house around here. Okay, I managed to spin for about a half hour and I spun one nest, so that's 2 now on this third bobbin. Like I said, I wasn't going to spin a whole lot today and probably not throughout the week, but my main goal is just to spin a little bit every day, and I've accomplished that, so pat myself on the back, and now I can go get ready for bed. July 2nd, and it is Tour de Fleece day 4. Fiona is very excited for some spinning. It is evening again. Let's see, what time is it? 5:28. And we are starting right where we left off yesterday. So yeah, let's see how much I can get done. I mean, at least one little nest, I think, is the goal. Oh, speaking of, my Stash Dasher group, which is Bothy 3, we're talking about batteries for their electric wheels, and I've just been plugging mine in. I didn't exactly forget that I had the battery, but I originally bought the battery when I had a Eel Wheel Nano, and this is the 6. So I didn't really give it a lot of thought, but it made me think about it, and I went and found it, and literally I haven't used it in probably 2 years. I found the battery, and it still had 4 of 5 bars of power left. So I plugged that in this morning, and I'm going to try spinning on the battery. It would definitely open it up to being able to take it other places, although I kind of like sitting at I'm at my coffee table where I'm sitting, so. But I guess I could take it to the dining room table. That could be exotic, right? Anyway, I'm going to do a little spinning. Well, I got started spinning, and I had a very interesting revelation that the electric eel wheel does not spin as fast under battery power as it does under wall power. Now, if I was only spinning under battery power, it wouldn't matter because I could be consistent with having the dial at the same spot. You know, because it's slower, I could turn it up, I think, and find a suitable speed. But going back between wall and battery power, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm going to show you guys real quick what I mean. Hopefully you can tell on video. I don't know if you'll be able to. All right, so this is under the wall power. And this is under the battery power. I don't know. Is it in my head? I'm pretty sure. Like, I can hear the tone. There's a tone based on how fast it is, and the tone is not the same when it's under wall power as it is on battery power. So I'm convinced that the speed is not the same. I don't know. I think I'm going to stick to wall power speed this time. And then if I start a new spin, I can start under the battery power, I think. All right, let's see. It is 6:59, might as well be 7 p.m. And I quit spinning a little bit ago, but not too much. So I don't know, I spun for maybe an hour. I finished 3 nests, and for the entire spin, I've just got 3 more to go. I don't know, does that look like 3? It's hard to tell in the bag. There we go. That's distinctly 3. So I don't know, potentially I could spin those tomorrow and I go to work late on 4th of July. I wonder if I could potentially be applying on the 4th of July before work. But it makes me nervous to start before work because applying always takes longer than I think it's going to take. And then what if I'm in the middle of it and I have to leave for work? That's going to be a nightmare. So maybe I will save it for the 5th, but you'll find out when I do. Day 5 of Tour de Fleece. It is July the 3rd and it is 5:27 p.m. And I put in some clips from yesterday of my wheel and how it was going slower on the battery pack than it was in the wall power. And after I was done spinning last night on the wall power, I went on the Dreaming Robots or Electric Eel Wheel. I can't remember what the exact group name is, but it's on Facebook and it's all about Maurice's spinning wheels. And somebody else had posted the same thing, that their battery pack power was making their wheel go slower. And they said it was because their, I'm not going to use the right terminology, but their converter cable was not the right amperage. And I originally had my cable for my Nano, which would have used less amps than my Eel Wheel 6, which I don't even know. Can you see my wheel? I don't think you can. There it is. Well, let me finish talking to you and then we're going to demonstrate. We're going to find out together. So anyway, it said that it was because of the amps. So I went on Amazon like you do and I ordered a new cable and I was just going to wait till I got a new spin. But I was looking at the wheel as I sat down just now and I realized this little switch was on the cable, which I knew it was part of the cable. I just thought it was all one piece. And I didn't realize that this came off. But this right here definitely says 2 amps. And now I just have a cord. There's no little box thing. So I don't know. We're going to find out if this makes a difference, if the wheel is going to go the normal speed or not. So I've just turned the battery power on. It's plugged in. Let me move you so we can see the wheel. Of course, I don't know. What are you going to be able to see from there? Maybe nothing, but you will see the wheel. And you should hear the wheel. So let's see if we think that solved our problem. If it did, I bought that extra cord for nothing, which wouldn't be the first time. Oh, now it doesn't even want to turn on. That's not good. Why are we not turning on? Maybe that really wasn't supposed to go, because I plugged it into the wrong thing. Oh man. Okay, now we have power. Let's see. Well, I don't know. No, I still think it's slower. So I guess maybe I didn't buy the new cable for nothing, because the new one is supposed to be like boost it from 5 amps to 12 amps. And this is supposed to need 12 amps to work, which I really don't understand. Which is funny. In the Navy, I had electronics training. That's what I did, but not like home electronics, like weaponry electronics. And believe me, it's different. So I'm going to find my wall power cable here and spin for a bit. I'm only going to spin 1 bump today. I know I said yesterday I might just do all 3. That way maybe I could fly on 4th of July. But about maybe 1 p.m. or so today at work, I started not feeling very good and came home and I have a low-grade fever, like 99.2, and I just want to go to bed. So if I am well enough to work tomorrow, it is one of my hardest days of the whole year. I currently have a pretty desk job kind of work, normally working 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., except for like when I go on a call out and stuff. And tomorrow I'm working 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. or whenever they tell me I can go home. And I will be walking around wearing 30 pounds of gear and boots, and I just can't imagine doing that with a fever. So I'm hoping rest is going to help. We'll see. But yes, let's get to spinning. I'm back. It is, excuse me, 5:53. I finished spinning one little nest, which means I am down to the last two, which I should get done tomorrow. So that's exciting. That will mean all the singles are done, but I can't claim that yet because that's for tomorrow. This is the little ball of neps that I've been collecting throughout the spin. It's getting quite sizable. Of course, it's all poofy, so it's not like solid, but you get the idea. There's been a few. It is weird. I still find that first bunch to have been the worst. So it makes me wonder if that's the first little bit that I kind of combined together. Maybe I just kind of didn't do such a good job because the other ones seem to be okay. Like there's still a few, but not so bad. Anyway, it's early, but I am going to go get ready for bed and hopefully sleep this ickiness away. Good morning, July the 4th. Holy cow, I almost said July the 6th because it's the 6th day of Tour de Fleece. And of course, I hit record and Cody's drinking water. He was not drinking water when I started. Every damn time. I slept like 11 hours last night. My fever's gone. Still feel like I'm coming down with something though. So I'm going to go to work and hopefully make it through the 8 hours. But right now, let's see. It's 9:40 in the morning. I did sleep in. I'm enjoying some coffee. And I'm going to spin these last two little nests of fiber. That's my goal for today. And I really can't believe in 6 days that I've spun 120-ish grams of pretty fine singles. That seems good to me. So I did bring a bobbin for applying, but I don't think I'll get that started today. I think that sounds like a July 5th thing to do. I do have the day off tomorrow, so I imagine there's going to be lots of resting and hopefully applying all these singles. I cannot wait to see what they look like. I'm back. It's 10:30 on the dot, and all of the singles are done. I will show you in a minute here all three bobbins side by side. I think they look, they're different, obviously, but consistent. I did weigh this little ball of fluff, and believe it or not, that doesn't even come to 1/10 of a gram. Isn't that crazy? That's a lot, and it doesn't count for anything, so I guess that's good. That means I should still have roughly 120 grams, but yes, let me show you all three side by side. There they are. We're outside in natural light. This is in the shade. I have a feeling it's really going to blow out in the sun. Yeah, that's not there you go. Not the easiest to get a picture of, but you can see. And I am so excited to apply tomorrow. Good morning, July 5th. It is the 7th day of Tour de Fleece, and Cody's here for it. I left you yesterday saying I wasn't feeling well, but I planned on going to work. And after that, I got a lot worse, and I ended up actually having to call in sick, which is the first 4th of July I've ever missed, and it was terrible. Not only did I feel horrible physically, but I felt terrible mentally because I just felt like I was letting everyone down, and it just sucked. But I'm still not feeling good at all today. I'm going to try and do some plying. This is my Lazy Kate from my Lindrum, but unfortunately I cannot fit 3 bobbins on this because the tension knob gets in the way of the third one. So I have the third bobbin on one of the eel wheel Lazy Kate things. I do prefer this because it's heavier. This is very lightweight. You Yeah, maybe you can see it from there. Anyway, there's a chair right behind me. So what I do is I set these up and I put the lightweight one behind this so that when I pull, it doesn't pull it right off the chair. But anyway, I'm going to do some plying and I will show you once I have some progress. This will be the last video for the first weekly video for Tour de Fleece. So I guess we're going to end with a bang. Hopefully we have all of our plied yarn by the end of today. I am holding on to my singles that I'm plying and trying not to drop them, but I wanted to show you a little bit of progress so far. I'm really happy with the way the colors are looking. And of course the lighting in here is not great, but when I show you one in better lighting, you'll really see the color dynamic that's going on here, and I absolutely love it. For the very first time, while plying on my e-spinner, I am trying a metronome. So I set it to 60 beats per minute, which would be like 1 beat every second. And I've done this before, but I've always just counted in my head, and I'm not really sure how consistent that is, because it's easy to get distracted. Because when I'm on my wheel, like, I will count treadles to try and make the yarn a little more consistent. And I have settled on, I'm on a speed of 3, and I am plying the yarn for 7 seconds and then feeding it onto my wheel, and then obviously a whole nother length for 7 seconds. And I think the yarn's coming out really good. I do prefer a yarn that is a bit more plied. I see a lot of people doing a very loose ply, and I don't think that that will hold up well, especially for socks. If I was going to do this for my sweater spin, I think I would probably do 6 seconds maybe, because I tried that first and I did like the way the yarn looked. It would obviously be softer, and then I tried 8 seconds and that seemed like too much, so I settled in the middle there at 7. Anyway, I'm very excited to see where this is going. And let's see, behind me, oh, I almost dropped the phone. Can you see, maybe? There's the singles. I'm not sure what you can see, but have a long way to go. Have finished the first bobbin, the purple one, and you can see how close my singles are on the white and the blue. I don't think I have ever spun, I guess, so consistently. Usually I have quite a lot left over, at least on one bobbin, and the blue one does have a significant bit on it, but not bad compared to some I've done. So I think I'll probably chain ply the little bit that's left. I can't imagine it's very much at all. There's what the bobbin is looking like. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And if I had a free hand at this moment, I would squish it for you because it is so soft and squishy and wonderful, but alas, I do not. There we go, now I have a free hand. Check this out. Look at that squish factor. I guess maybe you can see it better if I go this way. Oh, it's so nice. I cannot even wait to see what this is like washed up. There's the little tiny bit of chain ply that I got, not much at all. I was thinking originally, oh, I could use it for cuffs, but I don't think so. Anyway, now it's time to find out what we have for yardage. is all wound off into a skein. It hasn't been washed yet, but it was 290 yards and 113 grams. Here's where I get really confused. So, and this is pre-washed, so it's only going to get worse. At what it's measuring right now, it's 1,164 yards per pound, which, according to the yarn people, and now this is commercial yarn, but there's no handspun version that I know of, that says it's a DK or worsted weight. And if you take a look at that, I don't think it's DK or worsted. I am quite happy with the amount of twist in here. There's a little bit of extra, but I have found when I wash it, that will come out. It will probably hang straight, or maybe just with a little bit of a twist, but not bad. That's about exactly what I want. So let's see. I never do this wraps per inch tool the way it's supposed to be done, because there's actually an inch measurement right here. I always just kind of fit it in this groove and go by that. So let's see, this is kind of hard to do backwards, but I just picked a random strand. It's not under too much tension, and that sure looks like a fingering weight to me. Even kind of a light fingering maybe, but I can't remember who. I saw somebody, and instead of like wrapping your yarn around this, they took the skein and just kind of put some strands over it. Like I said, I never do this, so if I look like I don't know what I'm doing, it's probably because I don't. I do know that you want them touching, but you don't want like too many in there, if that makes sense. So let's see. I'm trying here, and I know you cannot see what I'm doing, but I'll show you here in just a second. So I think that looks pretty decent. And I realize they're kind of not exactly lined up because my yarn's a little bit whatever, but so that says 15 wraps and fingering is 14 to 16, so it should plump just a little bit after washing, but I don't expect anything crazy. So yeah, this is fingering weight, but why on earth do the yards per pound tell me it's a DK or worsted? Because my fiber prep was super airy. My brain's not working today. I pre-drafted, I did all the things, so I don't know, it just confuses me. Maybe I shouldn't even worry about it. I never used to. And then kind of some of the spinning people that I listen to, they talk about it a lot. So I felt like it must be important. And I used to spin so thin, I could spin a lace weight 3-ply, no problem. And so it's actually taken me a lot of work to get my singles to where they're not literally microscopic. I think you could barely see them sometimes. And so it's just frustrating, because that was frustrating when it was too thin, because then I would have to like double up to even get a fingering. And now that it is fingering, it's like my yardage just isn't great. So I don't know if you have any tips, tricks, hints. Maybe I should throw grist out the window. I don't know. I think I might set up my little shade umbrella outside. We're getting like 80-degree weather here, which we never get. And I think I might sit in the shade and pick some more of this fleece, because I could see a sweater in this. I love this color, and I cannot wait to show you guys once it's washed, because it's going to look even better. But here's a little clue as to why I might like this color. There's my laptop case. It's like pink rose gold, I think they call it. And here is my Kindle case. So do you see a similarity there? I think I have a favorite color. That being said, I had no idea just how this would come out. This is pretty much what I had hoped for, and I'm so happy. So yeah, I'm gonna prep some more of this, I think. I don't think I'll do any carding today. I'm not up to it, but it takes some time to shoot. my brain's not working. What do you call that? Fluff is not the right word, but you know what I mean, I think. Man, my brain, pick the fleece. That's the word. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up here. I'm going to wash this. Maybe I'll start the next video out by showing you it washed, because I'm going to hang it outside and it should dry pretty quickly.